Your loved ones living in the afterlife want to communicate with you. You don't need to worry about holding them back from some celestial duties. They have lots of time to develop their wisdom and love, and it will only be a short time until you join them. They want your contact until you're both together on the same plane of life. Feel free to communicate with them as often as you would communicate with your loved ones living nearby on Earth. This video explains what you can expect when you're communicating with your loved one in the afterlife. Hello, I'm Dr. R. Craig Hogan, President of the Afterlife Research and Education Institute and Seek Reality Online. You can communicate with your loved ones in the afterlife. You just have to learn how. Our free online training will teach you how to open yourself up to communication and have conversations as often as you want. The training is at the link on your screen and in the descriptions below the video controls. In your communications with people living in the life after this life, you may have any of the following experiences. You may have a sense of presence. You will simply know that the person you want to connect with is there. It's as real as the senses of seeing and hearing. You won't see anything outwardly, and you won't hear with your ears, but the knowledge or sense that they're with you is a very reliable validation you're connected. When you feel when your loved one is trying to get your attention, that feeling is the validation they are with you. Some people report having chills or warmth or tingling or other such physical sensation when a loved one is near. Most simply have a sense that they're near, that comes out of the blue. You can get to know those sensations as the signal your loved one is present and wants to communicate. When you feel your loved one is around, talk with them. When they know you're acknowledging them, they will more likely come into the earth plane to communicate with you. You'll have conversations with your loved one in your mind, telepathically. The more you become accustomed to mind-to-mind communication, the more easily the conversations will flow. We're not accustomed to having someone communicate within our minds. We've been thinking, remembering, daydreaming, and talking to ourselves in the privacy of our minds since we were children. Now, having someone else come in and start thinking and talking in that space in our minds is a very different experience. To be able to connect and communicate, you must learn new ways of speaking and listening in your mind. That takes time and patience. Because the communication happens in the same space as your thinking, you may worry it's just your imagination. You'll learn it isn't your imagination. Imagination requires you to intend to imagine something. If you're not intentionally originating a thought, then the message is coming from outside of you. It is your loved one thinking with you. You mustn't expect that you'll learn this new language of mind-to-mind communication in one session. Give it time. You'll be thinking, reminiscing, and viewing together. That's going to feel like you're accustomed thinking, remembering, and talking to yourself, but it's not coming from you. The messages you receive will come very fast because the messages don't come in long strings of words. You receive the entire message at one time without words. You have no time to doubt or wonder or judge what is coming, but the message will be clear and relevant to what you have just said or asked. Having said that, experiences occasionally report that they hear clear words spoken in their minds, sometimes with the sound of the voice of the person in the afterlife. You may hear a voice when the message is urgent. Normally, you won't hear words. You'll get the entire message as a download. Talk as you would normally talk to your loved one. The first notion of a response is their message. It happens immediately, or even before you finish the sentence. If you have to wait, you've missed the message. As you practice this, you'll become accustomed to receiving the messages immediately and responding. Your loved ones may project images and scenes to you. They often give messages in experiences instead of words. Instead of telling you something, they guide you into experiencing it. In one example, a husband in spirit wanted to convey the message to his wife, having a self-guided afterlife connection, that she was trying too hard to make the connection. The woman could have received a mind-to-mind message such as, well, you're trying too hard and thinking too much. Just relax and my communication will come to you. Instead, this woman was given an experience that allowed her to realize the fact that she was trying too hard. As she sat with her eyes closed, her husband guided her to see a mountain with people working hard to climb up to the top. Her husband took her to the base of the mountain where there was an elevator. It quickly took them to the top. He was conveying the message that she didn't have to work so hard at communicating. She should just relax and he would take charge. The explanation of the message comes with the image. You won't have to puzzle it out. You'll know. If you have to work at figuring it out, you miss the meaning. When they give you an image of themselves or appear in a dream, they give you their projection into your thought space. You're thinking together, and they are bringing to your mind an image. The image may appear as the young, vibrant person they are now. People in the afterlife have bodies in their 20s or 30s without defects. Or you may see an image as they were when you last saw them, when they were healthy. People often describe seeing one, then the other, going back and forth. They probably will be wearing what they wore in Earth School so that they will look familiar to you, not the robes that most are wearing now in the life after this life. They control the image by projecting it to your mind. You may have the sensations of being touched, hugged, or kissed. Our body experiences, including sensations of being touched, are the sensations that are entirely in our minds, just as pain and pleasure are in the mind, not in the body. As a result, you may experience being touched, caressed, hugged, and even kissed during afterlife communications, especially during dreams. The experiences are as real as being touched physically because all the sensations in our lives are happening in the mind. The physical sensations will be like your memory of the feeling of being kissed or hugged. These feelings won't be the strong sensations when someone in the body touches or hugs you. They will be more subtle. For example, they may be in tingles, warmth, or cold. You'll have a sensation of somebody touching you. They will be on a part of your body where the touch would be if they were in their body having that experience with you. One man in an induced after-death communication with the psychotherapist was startled to feel like there were claws around him as he communicated with his brother in the afterlife. When he asked his brother what the feeling was, his brother said he was giving him a hug. You'll get used to the feelings as touches, kisses, and hugs. You can communicate with your loved one and have uplifting, happy conversations. You just have to be aware of their presence and relax into allowing your loved one to enter your thinking space.